Welcome back, friends. Lost Scarf here, and welcome to Kirby's Dreamcast. Here we talk about everything Kirby, from the anime to the manga, the games, and more. That's Kirby's Dreamcast. And today we're doing a bonus episode because of Kirby Air Riders, the second direct. You can just listen to this episode because I have a day job and don't have the time to add visuals on a 24 to 48 hour turnaround window. We're a little late on this one because I'm sick with a cold. I was. This is my first day healthy. My throat has been shredded for the last couple days. But I think I'm healthy enough to record. And if I'm not, oops on me. That's just great. If you're waiting for this month's episode, it'll be out at the end of the month. By being sick has completely derailed my ability to recording this first and then recording that episode. So that's why they're here at the end of the month. So today's episode, we're just like last time, just going to talk about everything in order of when they came out, my reactions to them, summarize everything we saw in the end, then let me know what your thoughts are in the YouTube comments. But first, real quick, if you want the TLDR of this from the start, the game's coming out on the 20th of November, 2025. It will feature multiple racers, not just Kirby, and so far shown 4 different vehicle types and lots of vehicles in them. Lots of racing stages and minigame stages to play, as well as the expanded city trial mode. They brought back Top Road, there's a story mode with lots of surprises, 5 amiibos for the game so far, I'm gonna be broke. The composers aren't the usual Jun Ishikawa, Hirokazu Ando, or any of those people. Sakurai has worked on previous Kirby games, and the composer has worked on Kid Icarus and Smash. The most wild new thing is that everyone has Kirby's copy abilities. Like, lore-wise, that's so crazy to me. And also the great surprise at the end of the second direct. So, from the start, I had to laugh at the first thing Sakurai says is him bringing up just how long the second direct is. It's even longer than the first one. And I too was surprised by the length of this episode. Like, wow, this is a lot. First he mentions what he's talked about so far. What else could there be to talk about? Well, apparently, lots of things, like an old mode called Top Ride. And he said they'd be forgiven if they didn't do it again, because they've already done so much with these other modes. And they did it anyway. That's a flex. Top Ride looks like a lot of fun, harkening back to the old top-down racers I played when I was younger. Something I like is that the character select is also top-down to reflect that. And something nice is there's 2 different driving styles and you can change them on the fly on the pause screen, so that's always good to figure out which one you like better, even from the first race. I love the details when you finish the race, they fly towards the screen. That's really cool there. And an awesome thing is that these Top Ride stages are kind of like a summary of the regular race. So that's really cool. I love that concept. Then we see some of the courses like Flower, Flow, Air, Crystal, Steam, and Mountain. I love how they even simplified the names of the courses there, but you have a good idea of which stage they're based on. And we learned that every stage is going to have a Top Ride stage, so that's pretty cool there. And I like the different ways you can play these stages. So you can have separate switches, you can play online, or you can have 4-player local with one big screen. And what's cool is you can go up to 8 players, you can use bots for the extras when you do local, and it looks like a lot of chaotic fun and quick bites, because the races are like 2 minutes long, whereas air rides are going to be like maybe 3 to 5 minutes long. So I like that you have your choices of how much time you want to take, and then city trials, of course, can be even longer, and then it'll come up later, but story mode is going to be, of course, something you do when you have a lot of time to sit down. Then we got to see some of the items, like Kaboom, which is an interesting concept of blowing yourself up and others. Your flames is going to be the most dangerous. People are going to be behind you if you're in the lead. It's going to do a lot of work. So a good from ahead item, useless if you're behind. Drill driver is the other way, where it's good if you're from behind because you can hit people when you're going forward. If you're in the front, it'll just make you go even further ahead, so that's cool too. Secret missiles, pretty straightforward. Force Quaker, I like the idea of that one. Like, you got to time it properly to get a lot of people. Chickies feel very dangerous because they're going to attack everyone regardless of where they are, so that's pretty cool. So I like the variety, and you know there's going to be even more items to play with for sure. It's cool to learn you can play Air Ride and City Trial in split screen in vertical and horizontal. Just need one Joy-Con to play, which is very nice. So then, right there, from day one, you can play with a friend or family member, because, well, you're going to have 2 Joy-Cons no matter what. So he mentions there's 3 modes so far. Air Ride, Top Ride, and City Trial, and then the 4th mode is the story mode we're going to learn later, Road Trip. And it's a roguelike that utilizes those 3 modes. Well, things from those 3 modes. So, you have Top Ride races, Air Ride races, and then the trials from City Trials. So that's pretty cool there. It's very reminiscent of World of Light from Smash Brothers because of the various missions you can do and how different characters represent them. So I like how Sakurai is using what he has learned from previous games and putting them forward in a new way in this new game. I love that he builds on himself like that. I also love the look of the Waddle Dee Road Shop. I love that a lot. It's so cute. We also see the Shadow Rider, which I don't know what the name of that guy is going to be yet. I thought it was going to be like Dark Matter Racer, but I think it's going to be something else. Maybe Zora, which will be brought up later. They're going to be in the story mode, which makes sense. I love how clean the UI is. By the way, if you did not know, the UI was first designed by Sakurai's wife. Just a quick tidbit here. When he was doing the first Smash, or I think it was the first Smash, she came in as UI, and she was working on the UI, and they met, and then they found love and got married. So isn't that sweet there? He met while playing Smash, well, making Smash, he met the love of his life, and she's been working on the UI ever since. I think she has a team now, but she is a UI person. Then he shows other things in Road Trip, which I love, the game reps. Eileen's back, Bertilding's here, King Golem, Computer Virus. I lost my mind when I saw Computer Virus. Are you kidding me? That is such a crazy deep cut to see. Then he shows us online, and the license you have and the customizability is very impressive. I like that a lot. They can also have your characters cut off when you put them in there. And then there's a lot of rotating, making bigger, making smaller. So much good detail there that they did not need to have in this game. I love this level of detail here. And speaking of things they didn't need to have, the paddock. Oh my god, the online lobby is crazy here, because you can run around as the characters, just socialize with other people in the lobby, watch other people race, then line up your own races and play. You can have like, what, up to 16 people, so you can do a lot of things at the same time. That's really cool. You can jump on the keiki, which is funny. You have a lot of like emotes you can do. Here's the thing, do you remember Smash Brothers lobby? Very simple, very clean, but not much you can do there. Just sit there and wait for your turn. Here, are you kidding me? You can run around, look at your rides, you can socialize, you can watch the races, you can just do your own other races and then team up with other people later on when you do the other races. That is so cool. Are you kidding me? They did so much that they did not need to do with the paddock, and I appreciate that so much. Then we see more copy abilities. We see Needle, Freeze, Sleep, Fighter, Drill, Flash, and Missile. And of course, Sleep Susie made a lot of people happy, I'm sure. Some people a bit too much when it comes to Susie. Then classes. There is a very interesting thing here with the classes, since it doesn't mean you're a great player, just a type of player apparently. Like, it just shows how much you play, I think is the best way to put it. So I like that idea because you get a sense of Sakurai when he's talking about winning and your chances and things like that. He likes to emphasize just the feel-good parts about competition and not the feel-bad parts. So he doesn't want you to lord your rank over other people, just means how much you play. And he doesn't want you to lord your playing rank, so your winning count over other people as well. He's like, this is just where you are with everyone else, depending on how much you've played the game. It doesn't mean you're better than others, it just means you've played this much more. I like that emphasis. It's good for the kids, because there's too much pressure on winning and losing, and not enough pressure on just enjoying your time winning and losing. It's just too much, you gotta win, you gotta win. It's like, no. You gotta take a step back on that. I like that Sakurai is doing that there. But you gotta play a bunch, because the more your class increases, the more stuff shows up in Skya. So, yeah, you want to play a bunch anyway. But I do like the emphasis on that. I think it's just good for the kids. And for people in general, honestly. Everything's a competition these days, and I'm honestly getting tired of it, so I love seeing this here with Sakurai. So next we see our air ride courses, well, more of them. Artopia Ruins, Crystalline Fissure, Steam Gust Forge, and Question Mark, and I went nuts when I heard the music and realized it was the inside of Nova. I was so hyped for that stage, are you kidding me? We got a Nova stage? That's really cool. Then music, he brings up Air Ride, had some really good songs in the old game, and they're all back! And the stages are back! That's him bringing it up, I'm like, oh, that's so cool! So the Air Ride stages like Fantasy Meadow, Celestial Valley, Sky Sands, Frozen Hillside, Magma Flows, Beanstalk Park, Machine Passage, Checker Nights, and Nebula Belt. What's hilarious, actually, is some of these stages look like F-Zero, and like 2 stages look like Sonic. Like, I'm like, this stage looks like Sonic. Like, Checker Nights looks like Sonic 2's bonus game a bit, and that's kind of funny. Well, Beanstalk Park just reminds me of, well, Sonic's Green Greens. Get the name of it right now. Oh, Emerald Hills, I think? Just reminds me of that. I just like that. They just remind me of other games too. It's just because they're Sonic's fast games, so they remind me of those. And 9 courses are back. There's 9 new courses, so we have 18 courses total. That's really cool there. And then he showed us the original versus the new graphics, and it's just stunning how much better they look. It's like, we could have brought in the old stage looks, but it was too much work, so actually it was easier to just make it all new again. Look, that's kind of cool to see that. And there's so much going on with these stages. I think people worry they're too busy, and I am worried about that too, but I think once you're locked in, you'll be fine. The first time you play, though, you're going to get overwhelmed, I'm sure. Then he shows a swap relay, which is a fun concept, I guess. Like, you can just change the cart you're in for each lap, which is, alright, sure, that's cool. I think you can do some interesting challenges where everyone has to do 3 different carts, especially if they only like one specific cart. That might be cool. Or be like, okay, everyone has to do 3 different types. Just stuff like that to mix it up. Mixing up is always fun, and that's what I like about Smash with Sakurai, and here, where he gives you so much customization to enjoy your game. Then we get to see more items for city trials, such as Speed Up, Dizzy Beam, Special Up, Item Catcher, that's gonna be hella useful. Fireworks, that's cool. Laser Sweep looks nuts. Multi-Missile was nice. 5 red shells, basically. Size Up is awesome, you get a better view of what'll do, like, oh yeah, that's cool. Giant, just versions of people, always fun. The Mega Cannon looks nuts. I want to see how bad you can wreck the terrain with it, though. That looks like a lot of fun. Nice to see just more items. The variety is pretty great. Of course, there's the fake boxes. That's cool to look out for. And then they show Mr. Beanbag. Yay, that's cool to find him again. So many just references. Or Easter eggs, how you want to put it. Legendary parts are back. I totally forgot about the Dragoon. Oh my god. And it's cool to see it there. And then that they brought in the Hydra. So you have a legendary flyer and a legendary ground unit. That's pretty cool there. Team battle. So you're going to have 8v8. That's cool. So he mentions that you have a 50% chance of winning. So good to emphasize that. Just emphasizing you want to play in teams because you have a better chance of winning in that than 1 in 16. Or 1 in 8. What I find interesting is you can collect as a team the parts. And whoever gets the third part gets to use the legendary ride. And I'm sure people are going to like purposely not grab the third piece. Or the first and second piece so they can get the third piece. And that might be a hindrance to the team. We'll see. People are greedy like that. Hopefully it doesn't do that, but it's going to happen for sure. Kids do that kind of stuff. He shows us the Skylands to check out, and heck yeah, I want to explore those. We see different sky locations, and I want to see the mysterious dimension and the floating islands the most. And the volcano, of course. And I like that he showed us the spider nest before revealing the riders, making us think of Taranza right before we get to see him, so just teeing us up for that. So the riders, I lost my mind. Taranza's back and he's a Spider-Man. I love that. But then Lolo and Lala came out. I screamed. I love that. Oh my god. Durach, no surprise he's here. He looks great. He looks silly with hats on though. Rocky, I was hyped for no good reason. I love Rocky for no reason at all. That's great. But then Rick, that was a great surprise. Hell yeah. Where's the others though? Where's Kine? Where's Koo? I might be a little greedy here, but I want the others too. Scarfy was around as one that surprised me. Are you kidding me? Scarfy? What the hell? Then Marks. No surprise he's here, and he looks so evil and off-putting. Perfect. Waddle Dee! I love Waddle Dees in general. I'm here for it. Another Waddle is here. Like, but there's Waddle Bandana D. So? Let's double down on this. Bandana Waddle Dee's just a Goomba. No, this is the Goomba. That guy's a different character. I love that we have it though. That's so great. And then he shows us the Transform Star, which is really cool. I love the animation of the Transform Star. There are people who are going to be really pro with the Transform Star, and people are going to be really bad with it. I'm going to be that person. Then it shows us more machines, so Formula Star, Hop Star, Jet Star, and then Wheelie Scooter. I was worried we weren't going to get every ride, but no, we're getting every freaking ride. And I love that we get Wheelie Scooter because Wheelie Scooter is important in the light novel, and I'm just happy to see it. And then we also saw Bull Tank. The voices! I love that every ride has their own sounds, the number of announcers they have, and there's different languages. I love that we get a male and female choice, so that's cool. And I'm going Japanese B all the way because it's Makiko Omoto. Are you kidding me? That is the voice of Kirby. The male one is Banjo Ginga, who is a voice actor in Japan who has been voice acting for 50 years. For us Kirby fans, he's the voice of Enemy Salesman and Enemy themselves. Then there's Time Attack, which looks great. I like how you see the rep of your ghost. Pretty good, simple vision. I also like that he doesn't share world times so you can focus on racing against yourself. If you really care about world times, you'll look them up. I like that every ride has their own section for comparison. I like that a lot too. And again, just emphasizing competition. Like, if you want competition in Time Attack, you can look it up online and post your pictures of yours online. So you don't have to have the pressure of that. So that's cool. Then we got to see Free Run, and I'm glad we have that so I can explore Sky without having to worry about competition. I'm curious if there's hidden HALs and if there's hidden 86 references. I assume, but who knows? Sakurai isn't HAL anymore, but will he keep the tradition because it's a Kirby game? Maybe. I don't know. What I do love is that you can call in rides for convenience, so that's nice there. And then there's Flight Star, so you can explore even better. I love that. And then you have a contrail and you can do photo mode. I love that he always does photo mode, and photos do have some fun things going on. Sakurai did photo mode for like how many years on his Twitter? I'm hoping he does it again here with Air Riders. Then we get more city trial field events, so rare boxes, treasure chests, grand wheelies that look so big. Reward wings. Oh my god. Reward rings. I'm keeping that because that's funny. Giant Gordos. Everyone's a UFO. I like that one. Legendary Ride just shows up. Halberd attack. I want that. I want to get on the Halberd, take a bunch of stuff, and then destroy it as Meta Knight. Just doing Superstar Ultra Meta Knight again. That'd be hilarious. It's like, why is my Halberd here? Who's joyriding in my Halberd? Destroying my Halberd. Why did I do that? And then we get Stadium, which is pretty cool. So Stadium lets you customize the versions of the races you can do from City Trials, and I like that a lot. You'd be like, you know, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do these, or this version, that version. That's pretty cool there, where you can just have more customization to the trials you want to do. Then we got to see more modes. So Button Rush, it looks odd, but an interesting concept to keep you on a specific route. Just curious. High Jump, I don't really understand this one. It looks really boring. I'm hoping it's better than I think it is. Big Battle, hell yeah, crush them all. Oval Circuit, so Kirby gets its own Mario's Baby track. That's pretty cool. NASCAR time here. Rail Panic, that looks like wild fun. Beam Gauntlet is the one I'm looking forward to the most. Fighting and dodging like crazy just looks like a lot of fun there. And then Versus Boss! Super hyped for this. For sure the secret character will be a boss here. Five Nights at D2D's Robo D2D. Oh my god, the transportation animations are so clean. I love them so much. Group fight versus Robo DDD, that's pretty cool. What I like is the transformations in this game, they look like they're doable, like they make sense. If you see the Transformers movies, I swear, they just look like a mess. They don't look like they make any sense. So, I like that there's different controls for the boss fights too, and then you can pause and switch to them if you need to. I like that you have a little camera on the boss at all times, so you know what they're doing, so that you're not screwed when you're not looking at them directly, so that's nice. And then other bosses, Nightmare, oh my god, 02, oh my god. I am so hyped for that. I assume there's like mecha versions of them, but we'll see when they actually come. But then Checklist is here. So, achievements are back with unlockables behind them all, that's cool. For Smash, oh my god, I lost my mind trying to do all of them all. What I really like is you can choose the mission you want to do, and it puts you in a race that can do it. I like that a lot. Also, you can adjust the rules to make it easier on you. That's also cool. So the tabs are all the modes: Air Ride, Top Ride, City Trial, Road Trip, and Online. And a nice touch is, Online is not going to gatekeep any hidden riders or rides. There's going to be other things in there. You're not required to play online. That is wonderful. Sakurai considers different kinds of players, people who can afford online, people who can't, people who want to play one-handed. We'll see with options later with accessibility. There's just so much good stuff here. Sakurai considered a lot of different people, and that is awesome. Then we got to see some rider ults, so I love Gold Model D. I love that we get to see Gold Model D again. That's just great. Mock Dark Matter GUI looks so cool. Meteor Rocky, oh, I love that. That's awesome. JoJo reference Knuckle Joe, that's just great. Just Rip Roaring Rick is amazing. Just gets off the ride and goes even faster. That's crazy. Trueform Marks was to be expected. He just looks like a menace, though. Oh my god. So he goes back to checklist. It's cool to learn the checklist is how you unlock characters, and also you get ultimate skins. So whenever you get them again, alternate skins, and same for rides. And then there's My Machine, another thing that did not need to be made into this game, but because they did it, it's awesome. The amount of customization you can do with the paint jobs and accessories is crazy. I can't believe how much you can do here. You can buy and sell designs. That's awesome. So you can see how other people made it and then try to make it yourself. If you can't afford the design, that's always useful there. But if you're not very good at it, just buy the design. That's nice. There's a little economy going on here with the monies. Or, well, miles is the name of the currency. And, that's a fun idea there. Why not? I like that you can sell your own designs. There's just showing more cool things you can do with the licenses. And this is just the kind of developer you want. You know? A developer who just puts so much out there and is allowed to, and not is being bared down on. So, you know, Nintendo would have loved putting some of this behind DLC, I'm sure. More money that way. But they also love Sakurai. And he deserves to do whatever he wants because of how much money he's made them with Smash. How much money Kirby's made them with all the Kirby games as well. He made Kirby after all. So Sakurai being allowed to just make this amazing game with so much stuff, that's awesome. And then we can see the headwear. It's TF2 all over again. Hats for everybody! Onigiri Meta Knight is hilarious. I love Sunglasses Jumpman. Floral Pin Susie, very cute. And he lets us know real quick that when you do your copy ability, you lose the hat and then you get it back on later. So that makes perfect sense, so they don't clip into each other. Then it shows Miles, the currency, which is used to buy decorations and such. Then there's the gummies. This is the randomest thing. It does nothing. You just play with the gummies as you earn them. There's no purpose for them. It's just something that Sakurai wanted to put in the game, just because why not? This is a flex by the devs. He's like, we put in so much stuff, I just put in a random idea that I just, for some reason, wanted to do. Because I like gummies or something. Like, that's a flex. Even more flexing, the garage. We don't need this feature. This feature does not need to exist, but it does, and that is awesome. You get to have all your rides in a garage and look at them. That is so cool. This amount of detail and extra stuff that you have to just round out the game is awesome. I don't think people understand that enough. Like, just look at other games that they could have things like this, but they don't, because they just got to make what they need to make the money off people, and that's it. But this ain't them. Sakurai is the guy because of things like this. Then you got composers, so Shogo Sakai, he's been a composer in other Kirby games as well. Noriyuki Iwadare also worked on Smash and Kid Icarus. He composed the opening song for this game and a lot of other things, and I do like the different versions of the songs that they have going on. Then My Music, the customization stuff from Smash Ultimate is here again. I love that. It's pretty cool that you can do the frequency of songs. And there's old songs for every stage, and the remakes of old songs from other games. I love that a lot. I really do. I love Kirby music so much. The main menu comes up next, and I love the design. It's very clean, looks nice. You can go to the different 4 game modes, very easily expands to them, and that's nice. Then there's the 5 tabs. Online, Extras, which contains the checklist, Collection, News, and Options. The amount of customization and options is just great. You can mess with the field of view, there's button mapping, there's color blindness, And then there's this interesting concept that I didn't know about, where with the boxes, puts boxes and lines on the screen to help with screen shaking so it doesn't disorient people who are not good with that. That's amazing. I've never seen that before. I've also never seen field of view like that often in that. There's not that many games that let you mess with field of view besides first-person shooters. So it's pretty cool to see that here. I don't know if Mario Kart World lets you do that. I gotta look at that later. Then there are amiibos. I'm going broke. I'm buying every amiibo. Are you kidding me? I can't believe how much bigger they are. I didn't realize they were going to be bigger. Now you can pop them in and out to switch them. That's cool. And there's 5 of them. Oh my god. I'm surprised Chef Kawasaki's there and not Susie, but yeah, I'm surprised Chef Kawasaki's there and not Susie. But I guess because it would show favoritism to Robobot, while Chef Kawasaki is just Kirby Superstar in other games. He's been in a lot of games, so that's fine. But Susie would make more money for sure. I love that the Tank Star transforms too. Are you kidding me? That's really cool. And it's nice that you can do AI again, like the amiibos with Smash here with the racers. I'd love to train a good racer. That'd be nice. Then he mentioned story mode. We get the opening cutscene, and I like it. The poor Waddle Dee's in the opener with Bandana D. That's messed up. I'm hyped for the story cutscenes for sure. I'm curious how they're gonna go because, well, you can be any character for the story. I love that every character is the main character. That is awesome. Then we see Zora, which I assume becomes the mystery rider. Then the last icing on the cake is the closing details. Air Riders took 10 times more work than Air Ride, which makes sense. You can see the passion here. And just development time is different. Sakurai was able to do everything he set out to do. It's amazing that there's 0 DLC. No plans for sequels. He put everything out there without making plans to milk us for more money. That is awesome. This is what you want developers to be. They put everything out there. They give you the complete product day one. There's a day one patch because I guess they already finished, but they're still working on more that you have to do if you get the physical version. I guess the physical version has to be done way ahead of time, huh? Then the final scene. The music's really good. I love the piano there. See the Star Rod. That got me hyped to see Nightmare. But then we got Nova! Nova! I am curious. Is it the original Nova rebuilt, or is it a third new one? I am curious about that. It could be either way. We see some shadows that might be some of the old pieces. I don't know. But it's just so cool to see Nova back. Kirby Superstar is my favorite, and of course there's a lot of homage here because it's Sakurai. But I love that he's homaged other ones as well. Last bit, real quick, before I do the finish. Actually, I'll say this first. So there's online demos coming the 8th, 9th, 15th, and 16th. That's 2 weekends from now, and 3 weekends from now. So get ready for that. And final thoughts before the outro. Who am I hoping to still see? Prince Fluff, Elfilin, Adeline, Ribbon. There's probably others, but I, of course, really want to see them. It'd be cool to see Tak, although we saw Tak as an enemy, so maybe we don't get... Actually, we've seen Waddle Dees as enemies too, so maybe Tak can be a racer. Maybe we'll get Biospark. Maybe we'll get a bunch of other ones. But the main ones I need to see, Elfilin, Adeline, Ribbon. I already forgot someone I was going to say. Kine and Ku. Hell, all the animal friends. Pitch, Choo Choo, Nago. I said... Oh, Prince Fluff. Come on, let's get a Prince Fluff again. We haven't seen Prince Fluff in forever. Come on. So this has been a wonderful direct, and continuing proof that Sakurai is the greatest of all time. The man has a vision, and he's a workaholic, and he considers different kinds of players and also cares about their mentality. This game is going to be a lot of fun. Whether it will rival Mario Kart, well, we'll have to wait to see. People are making videos saying that, which is balls crazy. You can't do that until the game actually comes out. Come on. But I would love it if it does rival Mario Kart, because Mario Kart is like the kart. So it'd be great if it rivals that. I hope it's that good. We'll see, even if it isn't, still gonna love it because it's Kirby, of course. That's everything, my reactions and thoughts. I'm excited to play the game on my own and with everyone else. See everyone at one of the demo events. I had fun, hope you had fun too. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time. And for those curious, cough count while recording this, like 38. It took some work to get through this recording. Ooh, see ya!